Welcome to Telesock. Welcome to Telesock, ladies and gentlemen. Today is January the 14th, 2026. We're going to be talking about NXT. Because NXT just happened, and ladies and gentlemen, we found out what they're going to do with the NXT title because Obafemi left NXT and going to the main roster. He vacated the title and Ava made announcements. Well, ladies and gentlemen, before we get to the announcements, we have two announcements for next week. Well, except for this one. This one's not next week. Izzy Dane came out and talked about how she won her match. I was going to fall asleep because I got bored listening to Izzy Dane telling us everything she planned on doing. And she's getting annoying and it gets really boring. I saw one guy falling asleep in the audience. But, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, and then she says that Tatum is not the champion, blah, blah, blah. Tatum Paxley comes out, and a whole bunch of referees try to stop her. She attacked Izzy Dane, but the referees did stop her. But, ladies and gentlemen, we got Blake Moreau comes out and talking about her championship match that she attacked Thea Hale. And she said she doesn't really care why she did it. She doesn't care why she attacked her. She's saying, I shouldn't be fighting for my title, that I shouldn't have lost because of a stupid referee. So, ladies and gentlemen, and then the returning of Jada Parker comes out. And it looks like Jada was trying to say some words until she got interrupted by Blake and saying, can I help you? And then Jada Parker just attacked Blake Moreau doing her signature and then her finisher, and the fans go nuts. Jada Parker. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the TNA and WWE partnership is not done yet because Stax is the international champion, but Ava and Santino made a decision that one of the NXT's tag team division in the women's side will have a shot on the TNA Knockouts World Championship. I don't think it's going to be at Genesis. Maybe we don't know. No, it's not next week. It's going to be happening next week, the Nordic Contendership. So, no, it's not going to happen at Genesis because Genesis is this weekend. But we will find out who has a Nordic Contendership because there's going to be a triple threat Nordic Contendership to the tag team title shots. It will be Saruka and Zarya versus Kendall Gray, and Ren Sinclair and Fatal Influence to see who gets a title shot against the TNA Knockouts World Tag Team Champions. Who will be the Tag Team Champions? Because Casey and Jesse will have to defend the Tag Team titles on the AMC premiere on TNA against Em and Heather. Who will be the champions? We have no idea. Well, ladies and gentlemen, sad news is that the contract expired for the Rascals. But they're still on the TNA website's roster page, but they don't have contracts. And Myron Reed was supposed to have an X Division Championship match this week against Leon Sider. It's not happening. But everybody of the Rascals is now a free agent. Will they come to WWE? I hope they don't go to AEW. I really hope not. What are they going to do for them? Like, seriously, I'd rather have them in the independent wrestling. Can't even say my words right. But independent wrestling. But no, I'm hoping AEW doesn't pick them. There's so many guys in AEW. I feel sorry for Jake Doyle. Jake something. I feel sorry for that guy because I don't think we're going to see him in a lot of matches. Maybe on Collision, but not a lot of people watch Collision. Because Collision is like WWE's main event. But it's easy to watch because it's on TNT. And main event is on some random special show, special network. So on an actual TV network. Is it on Peacock? I don't know. I don't know where you watch it international. Because I can't watch it. Or you can watch it off YouTube. I think WWE puts it on YouTube as well. But yeah, all of that happened. for TNA. TNA has a big show happening with AJ Styles making his return. We got a world title match. We got tag team titles of the Knockouts. And then next, after that, on Saturday, there's going to be Genesis. Joe Hendry's going to show up at Genesis. So yeah, it's going to be interesting shows. I need to fix my shirt. Sorry, guys. It's making me feel weird. And ladies and gentlemen, we heard that Evolve guys just got called up to the NXT roster. The Swipe Rights and Jackson Drake, their whole group, Benedity Club Party, I don't know. Keanu Carver, he's a monster. You guys will see how crazy this man is. And the guy that we saw in the Speed title tournament, Eli Knight. He was an interesting competitor, and now he's on NXT. So I'm happy for that. So let's get to the announcement of Ava. So Ava doesn't think this is a problem. She says this is an opportunity to the NXT's men roster. And we saw a lot of faces around the ring. We saw Joe Hendry. We saw Dark States. We saw some Evolve guys. But before Ava could say what is she thinking and what she's going to do with the NXT Championship, she got interrupted by Ricky Saints, and Ricky Saints thought she's going to give him the championship. But Ava says, I'm not going to do that. You had to earn your shots, because on February the 3rd, on a NXT episode, there will be a 6-man ladder match. And there will be qualified matches next week, starting next week, to find out who's going for these NXT championship. And who will be the champion. We heard that Ricky Saints didn't have to qualify. He talked to Ava. He doesn't have to qualify. He's in the ladder match. And he's going to be watching these qualified matches as well. I don't remember who was in the qualified matches. I know Shawn Legacy is in one of them. Shiloh Hill. Yeah, I don't remember anyone else. But there's a lot of people that doesn't really deserve an opportunity. I think Eli Knight is in one of them too. I don't know any of these guys will be the NXT champions. I'm hoping we get to see some TNA guys be in this ladder match. But right now, one spot is full. So now we got 5 more guys to be in the match. And they announced a couple of qualifying matches for next week. We might not see some TNAs or AAAs. But we heard that Ethan Page will defend his title next week against the newcomer, Elio Lofar. The new masked man, the international luchador that we've been seeing video packages of. And he's having his debut match next week. And it's for the North American title. Ethan Page, I guess now you can't hold a singles championship double champion in NXT. Or you had to forfeit the title. Because that's what Stephanie McCurry did. But yes, JC Jane did it. But JC Jane didn't hold NXT titles. She held an NXT title and a TNA title. I'm talking about NXT only. Stephanie McCurry held the North American title and the NXT title. And Ethan Page wanted to be in the NXT Championship qualified match, but Ava says if you want to be in it, you have to give up the North American title. So I'm guessing in NXT you can't be a double champion as a singles champion. I guess that's what it means, because that title needs to be part of the spotlights. But he's defending his title. He's still going to be the North American champion until next week. And see what happens. Well, first match of the evening, we got Lola Buys will be versing Kalani Jordan. Pretty decent match. I enjoyed it. But the winner of that match was Lola Buys. Lola Buys gets the win with a back fist and knocks out Kalani. Kalani almost had the win, but Kalani was a little too short. Next, we have Jasper Troy versus Tavion Heist for the Speed Championship. Ladies and gentlemen, it was okay. There's sometimes these matches are cool to watch. I like to see these type of matches with high flyers. Not big guy versus big guy. But it was an okay match. But the winner of that match, and still the Speed Champion, is Jasper Troy. We have Stacks defending the TNA International Championship against Shiloh Hill. And it was a pretty decent match. Shiloh Hill, everybody went nuts for this guy. He's a funny character. Ariana Gray's always have an interesting reaction with him because of his denture, one tooth. So yeah, it was interesting to watch. But the winner of that match, and still your international champion, was Stacks, after Shiloh Hill tried to do a roll-up pin. And then our Ariana Grace just slides and kicks and flips over that package pin, and Stacks wins and retains. And he's not happy that Shiloh Hill is getting an NXT Championship qualified match before him. But after the Speed Championship match, I totally forgot about this. After the Speed Championship match, Lexus King attacked Tavion Heights. And Lexus King told Stacks, let's talk. Remember, they're part of this NXT Outsiders on TNA. That's what they call that faction. Is that faction going to happen in NXT now? Because all of those NXT guys, we've seen them in this whole summit with the NXT Championship. But we haven't seen them work as a team. The only time we saw them work as a team is on TNA. Not on NXT. We heard about it. Big Joseph and Booker T talks about it. But we never ever seen it in NXT. So I wonder what's happening there. Maybe we will get to see it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Joe Hendry. Make sure he doesn't appear in my apartment. Joe Hendry will be versus Dion Lennox in a no DQ match with OTM in his corner, and Dark State is in Dion Lennox's corner. This match was a pretty decent match. OTM got themselves involved. They kind of help. Didn't really look like they want to help. They gave Joe Hendry brass knucks that he could use. But they used weapons. It felt like a lumberjack match, but they could use weapons. And then the Dark State and OTM fought in the backstage. And Tony D'Angelo comes out, spinebusters Dion Lennox, and looked like he was helping Joe Hendry. Because it was a handicap still. It was 3-on-4. But the three, Darkseid and OTM, left the building. But Joe Hendry was all by himself with Dion. And then Tony D'Angelo just spinebusters Dion. And then he picks up Joe Hendry like he was being a nicey guy. And then he spinebusters Joe Hendry and then pulls Joe Hendry's body on top of Dion Lennox to get the win. Ava comes out with a whole bunch of security guards, and Tony D'Angelo attacks the security guards and destroys them. And then he goes out of the ring and he has a face-to-face with Ava. What is going on with Tony D'Angelo? He's attacking everybody. He's watching everybody. You could see him walking in the darkness, or you could see him in the audience staring at people. Like, what is happening here? But we will find out what happens next week on NXT when NXT happens next week. But ladies and gentlemen, if you guys enjoyed this video, hit the like button, leave a comment below, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell. I will see you guys tomorrow for AEW results. Tyler is out. Bye!